Take off for Rena. Do I have to go to Rena from here? Well, I can't fast travel anywhere. There's another side quest in Ilzebek. I want to go do that. Only in Ulzebek. Interesting. Lone Wolf, you still in chat? What's gonna happen if I go in here? Am I gonna be thrown into, like, stuff that'll last longer than 20 minutes? I was assuming when I went to the ship, it would give me the ability to go back to Dahna now that we have the warp drive, if there was anything I wanted to do before the end of the game. Is that not the case? What happens if I go through that door? Am I, like, straight into, like, oh, you gotta go, go, go. End of the game. Can't stop, won't stop. It's not long? What's not long? The end of the game? Or what happens when I go through this door? You have to go to Rena now, but you won't be thrust into stuff. You go to Rena and then it opens up again. All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to, like, put my... If it was, like, go to Rena and you have to complete the game, then I would have rather ended early and then done it all in one go next time. But if it's not going to be like, hey, you got to go finish the game now, then we'll just keep going. Thank you.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Then this must be the hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dahna.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dahna is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude, until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dahna, looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dahna's going to look like?
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
Destroyed remnants. Rena. This is about what I was expecting. Rena being in complete destruction.
This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dahna suffer the same fate. Ever.
Special owls have appeared throughout Dahna. I knew more owls had to show up at some point. Let's go. Alright, so now I assume we probably have, like, all of the... Oh. Ooh. Interesting effect. Alright, so there are more owls to find. I thought so. I knew they'd come up at some point. I assume this is, like, the final dungeon, like the end of the game, chat. We were closer to the end of the game than I thought. I was like, there's no way that the Volron point is, like, literally halfway. It's gotta be, like, at least 66% or something. But yeah, I have a feeling this is, like, final dungeon. Like, we probably go in there, get to the bottom. Maybe there are 2 dungeons in there total. Like, split in half. Like, going down is the one dungeon, then the core is the last one. But, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this game concludes. But I do think we're within... There's definitely some post-game stuff we're going to do. Like, I want to do all the temples, and I don't know if there's any, like, actual post-game dungeon. But, I mean, most Tales of games have some kind of a post-game dungeon. Zillia did, Symphonia did, I believe. I don't know if Abyss did. I don't remember. I know Graces definitely did. I'm trying to think. Berseria had a post-game dungeon, if I'm not mistaken. I think Zestiria did as well. So I expect there to be a bit of post-game content. So even if we finish the main game, I'm definitely doing the post-game content in this playthrough because this game is just too good. Let's have this skit.
A hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
Come to think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like the glory of being the first?
Nah, I'll pass.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead slumber just to satisfy your curiosity, Law?
No, because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This place deserves our respect.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this one for a while.
You'd think I was already snorkeling in it or something.
I do wish there was a little bit less of ganging up on Law in the game, by the way. I mean, I sing this game's praises so much, so when something does grate on me a little bit, I like to point it out. There are a lot of skits where Law says something perfectly reasonable, or he makes a mistake on saying something and then he immediately apologizes for it, or says like, nah, never mind, I was wrong, and then he still gets harped on for it. By not just any specific character, it's not like only Rinwell does it, like all of the characters will do it basically, except Alphen, I feel like. I kind of wish there was a little bit less of that. It's a little lame. But I mean, it's not like... It's not super constant, so, you know, whatever. But still, it's definitely a little pet peeve of mine in this game where, like, Law says something either that is perfectly fine, but he gets, like, harped on for it anyway, or he says something that is wrong, and he usually is quick to be like, oh, I'm sorry, or no, I didn't mean it that way, or whatever, and he still gets harped on for it even after apologizing, and I don't really like that. But, skit number 2.
So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renis Alma using the Sovereign and Maiden's power. But just how do we do that exactly?
I'm guessing it won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony at our leisure.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing her thorns, Shion's had a lifetime's experience. The problem isn't just our enemy's strength, it's that it's sentient too. And you can bet anything you like it's not going to just sit back and let us destroy it.
In other words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance. The Great Spirit, that is.
Back when Shion's thorns flew out of control, we were able to deal with them directly. If this is their host, they should be even more corporeal here.
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to divert enough energy away from the spirit's core, even temporarily,
we might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Renis Alma, which we can then use to seal it away forever. It won't be easy, but it's our only shot. Time to buckle up.
Bridging the divides.
Question for you. Let's say, knock on wood, everything turns out for the best.
What'll the world be like? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this, Do you really think everything will be that different?
A lot will have to change, that's for sure. The world will have to adjust to so much. My only worry is if those changes turn out to be merely skin deep.
What do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renan rule. But if it just turns the tables, it's all for naught.
That's true. Just as bad if the Dahnans started pressing their own.
Renans, Dahnans, astral art users, mages. The world is full of labels used to divide and separate people.
If only we could see differences like that for what they are. No different to someone having a musical talent or being good with their hands. Not differences so much as characteristics.
It will take someone in power to set an example. But with time, people will follow. And then, perhaps one day...
There will no longer be any need for the example. It will have become second nature.
That's where we come in. We can set the example. Imagine it. A world where magic and astral arts are used to help people. Where that's the norm rather than the exception.
Yeah, you're right, Rinwell. Why wait for somebody else? We can show them ourselves.
When they said they needed someone in power to lead by example, was I the only one who immediately thought of Gaius? Just me? Anyone else, or just me? Anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna see if like a little cutscene triggers when I walk over here. There are 2 teleporters for some reason. What's up with that? Is this a shortcut teleporter probably after you get through like the first leg of the dungeon or whatever? Most likely, yeah, that's what it looks like. Oh wait, there's another one over. Oh, there's another one here as well. Okay, so these are probably waypoints. When you get certain way through the level, you can waypoint back. All right, cool, 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 cool. Well, I think that's gonna be it for on Rena. We've still got a couple of minutes. Oh, we have skill points to use and stuff. I don't want to go into the teleporter in today's stream because we've only got like 7 or 8 minutes left, so I'd rather save it for later. Let's use our SP. What are these? Defeat all the lights. Right. Deepened Alphen's bond with a fellow party member. That's gotta be Shion, right? Like, surely. Ultimate ingredient, Mystic Crest. Hopefully we can find the mysterious fragment here in Rena. That's where I would most expect it to be. But, ultimate ingredient, who knows, dude. Elemental defense 40, penetration 50, elemental attack 40. I want that elemental attack 40 on Shion. Anyone else got anything cool to unlock? Subquest, the Untamable Rage. I wonder if these are the last of the skills, actually. This looks like it could be all of Rinwell's skill sets. Actually, yeah, it matches this perfectly, doesn't it? Yeah, I bet that's all the skill sets in the game. Or maybe there's a post-game thing that will add, like one more up here or something. But yeah, you've got them all laid out here. Catching the Silver Marlin is your last thing. Their Future, I think that's new. That wasn't there before. Still haven't gotten 8 artifacts. Classic me. Deepened Bond with Alphen. Interesting. This looks like it's supposed to be the end of the skill sets. Maybe add one more at the top right in a post-game capacity. Subquest, an ambition fulfilled, and then mixed feelings. Interesting. Alright. Let's go ahead and use the last of our SP that we have available at the moment. Increased evasion distance seems pretty good. I don't think we're gonna fill out anything before getting to the final boss. So I should just pick whatever things I think are good. And I think I want increased weak point damage right there. Resistance 20, get out of here. Resistance 50. Evasion distance is also really good, but I think I want increased weak point damage, and maybe we'll get enough. I'm gonna hold on to the rest of my SP, because, like, what would I get? I'm not gonna use Devastation. I don't really need any of these. AG restored from crits could be good, but I think I want to see if I can get increased crit damage. If I'll get enough SP from fighting random enemies to get that as we go. You were trying to get, you got that elemental attack 50. Penetration 30, penetration 50. Oh, increased weak point damage, definitely. Increased boost gauge at start, and then hopefully we get enough for increased boost strike damage. Very good. Penetration 40, attack 20, elemental attack 40, elemental defense 30, elemental attack 30. I was gonna try and get guard vengeance on you, wasn't I? A little too late for that. This is cheap boost strike damage. Give me that. Strengthen guard ignition? Makes guard ignition moves deal more damage and harder to interrupt. Yeah, that sounds useful, and it's cheap. Go for it. Oh, I should have gotten increased guarding effects, probably. Let's hold and see if we can get like 300 more for increased guarding effects. I'll put a notification on that one. Dohalim, we used up all yours. Law. Well, not all of his, but enough to where I'm not even going to bother. Elemental defense 20. I could give you elemental defense 30 for 600. That's not bad. Defense 50 would be nice. We're not going to get it, though. Resistance 40, also nice, even though your resistance is super lowered. What's this one? Elemental attack 40 could be really good. Increased critical damage sounds great. Does this awakening form, like, make critical crits more likely or something? Or, I don't know. I'm not sure. Not entirely sure. I'm glad to see some agreements in chat that Law definitely gets bagged on a little too much in the game. I have nothing against Law being, like, harped on here and there, or it being the butt of the joke, for lack of a better term. I don't really want to say it like that. Here and there, but it just seems to happen too much, you know? Those don't seem worth it. You should be dodging a lot to keep your awakening thing. Let's do that. You probably dodge a good bit. AG restored upon enemy defeat sucks. You can't not convince me otherwise. Yeah, then I guess in this case, I guess we'll definitely get enough to get this, and then that'll give you elemental defense plus 30, which is nice. So I'll set a notification for that one. And then I'm going to see if I can get up to increased crit damage on Alphen before the final boss. And if we can't, we'll do this Flaming Edge Burst thing to give up. I feel like I already give up like 60% of my HP for a max charge thing. To be giving up more HP than that feels like it's becoming a little counterintuitive at that point. Like, I'm going to put myself so low on health that I'll probably be knocked out in the middle of using my Flaming Art. Although Incineration Wave comes out pretty instantly, but like other ones like Flaming Edge and whatnot would probably not work well there, to be honest. Law is almost always near death. Those near death skills are mighty tempting. He gets healed out of near death a lot. All right, so this must be, I figured when we saw this screen, by the way, I figured that this was probably like the last load or main menu screen of the game, and I am here for it. It is really good. Man, that's nice. Love that a lot. Yeah, I think we're probably good. I think we're ready. When we come back next time, I mean, like, we can go back to... Yeah, we can go back and there are more side quests to accept. I don't know. I got a little bit of time here. Oh, it looks like there aren't as many side quests to accept as I thought. Okay, there's at least 3. At least 3. Oh, actually, there's one at Dake Fozil, so at least 4 to accept. Lone Wolf and other people who have finished the game, what's your professional opinion? Do you think it's a good idea to, like, go back and do these side quests before the end of the game and, like, find the other owls, maybe try and do the spirit temples before going to fight the final boss in Rena? Or is it a better idea to, like, finish the main story while you're around the level that you probably should be at, get it done, and then do everything else in the post-game as just more content to do after the end of the main story? Is there, like, a general consensus on that at all? Oh, is that Doc with a quest for me? I think that's Doc who has a quest. That's cool. That's 2 quests total right there. And then the other one was in Ganatheros, Legion, level 3, only 1, so that's 3 side quests. And then how many in Dake Fozil? Just the 1, so just 4 side quests. But yeah, people in chat who have finished the game, is there like a general consensus on that? Think it's like a cool idea to go do some more side quest stuff and whatnot that unlocked at the very end of the game before doing the end of the game? Or is it just better to go straight to Rena? I would imagine it's better to just be like, especially so you don't accidentally over-level yourself, I imagine it's a better idea to be like, go finish the main story, get it done, and then you just have more stuff to do in the post-game anyway, so have at thee, basically. If you want a good challenge, stick with the dungeon. Yeah, it's probably what I'm thinking. Honestly, I did a mix. I went and picked them all up and at least attempted them to get a sense of where they were at level-wise, then did them as I got closer in level from progressing through the final dungeon and reaching the checkpoints. Okay. Revenge on the deer? We're gonna beat the deer in the post-game, without a doubt. I think probably what we're gonna do next time is we're gonna finish the main game so that we can, you know, say that it's done, we beat the main game. And then go back and do all the side quests and, like, basically do everything else the game has to offer. I'm not looking at doing, like, a full 100%. I don't know what it takes to get the Platinum Trophy. If there's some ridiculous, like, oh, you have to do all this crafting back and forth and grind up specific materials and stuff, I'll do that on my own time if there is such a thing, because I really want to platinum this game. But I plan to do basically everything the game has to offer. I'm going to do, if there's any post-game dungeon, we're going to do the spirit temples back on Dahna. We're going to do all of the side quests that are available, etc., etc. We're gonna knock out all of that. So we're gonna do all of that on stream for sure. So again, I'm not saying it's like a 100% playthrough, because if there is any like tedious grinding things that need to be done for 100%, I'm not gonna stream that. But anything else that is like, find all the owls, fight all the spirits, do all the side quests, do the post-game dungeon, that's all gonna get streamed. Like, we're gonna do that without a doubt, for sure. But, yeah, that is going to be all for today. For those of you watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed. If you want to catch these live, link to my Twitch channel in the description. I might be done with the playthrough by the time this gets on to YouTube. It depends on how long the post-game is. I'm also going to get slowed down a bit because Metroid Dread is coming out, so I don't know. But I'll probably still have a couple of streams of this left by the time it makes it to YouTube. So if you want to catch them live, link in the description. Or if you want to catch me do other stuff live, whatever. But, yeah, or just keep watching on YouTube. I appreciate the support either way. And until next time, farewell.